Shepard Smith. Said, excuse me, that, gosh, too many cookies in the break. And then there's this, before we turn off the lights in Studio B. Remember your old 8-track player? How about that record collection, the vinyls, or the set of Betamax tapes? That one didn't last long. Those were some exciting pieces of technology back in the day, but their time has long since passed, except for maybe vinyl. I believe in vinyl coming back. Anyway, now another recording format is apparently on the way to the attic. The Video Home System, otherwise known as VHS. It's had its long run, 28 years, but there's not much need for it in this day and age of DVDs and TiVos and all the rest. Today, one VHS player is sold for every 40 DVD players. And the world's largest electronics retailers are no longer offering the VHS. But the death of the format became official when police announced that even burglars are refusing to take VHS players when they rob people's homes. The VHS, dead today at the age of 28. You can get all those old VHS tapes transferred if you want to. Look that up online. I'm Shepard Smith in New York. Great to have you with us. That's it for Studio B. We'll be back later for the Fox Report, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific Time. Evander Holyfield was to have joined us live in the studio during Studio B today, but it's New York, and it's Monday, and it's the holiday season, and there's traffic, and there are delays, and he's delayed. So he'll be coming up next with the man, Neil Cavuto, on Your World. Hello, Neil.
Actually, he was here all this time, Shep, but I just sat on him and kept him here for the show. So
that's what I figured.
That's what happened.
Feeding him yodels and...
all is fair in love and war.
Hey, keep going. And on this busy travel week, mothers and grandmothers all over the country, not a lot, but a few, are questioning the latest airport security technique, complaining of getting groped at the checkpoint. Have you traveled lately? Are you traveling for Turkey? You need to hear about this one coming up. We'll talk about that in Skinnerville because the mayor doesn't allow such activities there. All right, Brett, good to see you. Happy Turkey. After you get groped at the security checkpoint, a new reason to worry about getting groped on the plane. That's part of, well, the lights going out. Stay with us. And then there's this. Before we turn out the lights in Studio B, holiday travel season is obviously here. It's always been talking about. And when most of us get on a plane to go see Grandma and have some turkey, rather probably just read or sleep or listen to the music or watch the TV if you're lucky enough to be on that airline. But according to a new survey by a credit card company, there is about one person in every row on the plane who's still looking for a little holiday, well, something or other. 24% of people who responded to the survey said that when they board the plane, they're hoping to meet a new love interest or a future spouse on the plane. 28% say they see it as a chance to make a new friend. So remember that next time you ask the flight attendant for a pillow. And that's it for Studio B on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm Shepard Smith. I'll be back later for the Fox Report, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific for America's Newscast Live. Cavuto's up now with some author.
I'm looking for the snack card. I don't know what the heck.
The news begins anew on Studio B. Enjoy for the travel. Oh my. Yeah, the weather's perfect, isn't it? A deadly storm system moving east, twisters down in Texas and Louisiana, homes destroyed, trees uprooted, power out, and live in St. Louis, wow. It's a mess on the roads for our friends in the middle. Snow and rain making for a dangerous commute. Coming up, the national forecast so you can be properly prepared for the parking lots we used to call freeways across the Great 48. Oh joy, Grandma, we're coming, but we're going to be late. Forecasters are warning the region's creeks and rivers, or cricks as we called them back home. President Bush hosting the King and Queen of Spain on his Texas ranch today. This despite what is clearly a very chilly relationship with that country's prime minister. From CTV Live, the White House correspondent James Rosen. He's near the president's ranch because they don't let him on the ranch. He doesn't really like James. Hey, James.
They know better, and if I got on the ranch, they would know to check the silverware as well.
And travelers trying to head out for Thanksgiving holiday, the rush at the airport, the traffic on the roads, how the forecast may put a damper on some of the travel plans, all that, plus please put the pumpkin pie on 375. We'll be right back. I have noticed Jane's absent. She's at home terrorizing the children and cooking or something. And then there's this. Before we turn off the lights in Studio B, this couple in Connecticut, right, invited some special guests to share their early Thanksgiving dinner. The guests arrived at the 6-acre farm for the hearty meal that included all the proper holiday fixings. There were cranberries and pumpkin pie, winter squash, but no turkey. Turns out the couple making dinner doesn't eat meat, so they decided to invite 2 real live turkeys to join in on the Thanksgiving feast. Jen Murray would appreciate that. Tofurkey is always an option if you don't like turkeys, but turkeys don't care. I mean, they're like born to die and be eaten, right? I mean, I don't know. That's it for Studio B. So much to be thankful for, including the next 2 days off. I'll be back later tonight for the Fox Report, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. But first, a quick trip around the nation. Let's begin with Rim 5. That's New York City. See, you don't need to come to New York. It's raining here. It's going to be cold for the weekend. The parade tomorrow, well, they say they'll get it in. That's St. Louis, KTVI land, and it's still snowing, and it's going to keep snowing, and it's going to be bad in St. Louis. Denver now. We were just singing the praises of the Denver airport. Man, it's always a beautiful day in Denver, isn't it? Even though it's cloudy. John Scott's hometown. John Scott loves that town, and they love John Scott, and I don't blame them. And that's LAX with the funky thing in the middle there in the airport. You can always figure that. I figure if the aliens land, it's going to be right on top of that funky thing in the middle. That may be where Stuart Varney came in. Was it, Stu?
No, they're coming to see you, Shepard. That's a promise. Thank you very much.
And just how many pounds will you gain at that traditional Thanksgiving feast tomorrow? Wait till you hear how many calories the average Thanksgiving meal has and what you can do to avoid fattening up while still enjoying all the trimmings. Oh, come on. Just fatten up. What the heck? It's once a year. It's Thanksgiving. Give thanks. Eat up. Who the heck cares, right? Gobbling that Thanksgiving dinner could cause you to pack on a pound or 2. A doctor from the University of Maryland says Thanksgiving dinner is full of calories. You think? She says those heaping helpings of gravy and stuffing could add up to maybe 3,000 calories. I bet I can pack down 6,000 tomorrow. That's going to be the goal. 6,000! The doctor's recommending you eat slowly, giving your brain time to register that you're full. I suggest you hurry and enjoy. That's all. Just like your mom said. A new court battle over the right to smoke pot. 11 states allow their citizens to fire up for medical reasons. Problem is, the federal government says pipe puffing for any reason is illegal, and the law of the land trumps the law of an individual state, blah, blah, blah. A classic case of states' rights versus the power of the federal government, and Trace Gallagher's here with it, stoned out in L.A. No, not really.